I'm currently a Title I math specialist at a full Title I school, and that just means that we qualify for government funding based on the number of economically disadvantaged students that attend our school. Currently, are about 62% economically disadvantaged, and that means that these students qualify to receive free or reduced lunch. Sometimes that number is not accurate because we have some students who either don't apply for the free or reduced lunch, or they choose not to participate. Students their socioeconomic status is confidential, so not all staff has that information. It has access to that information, and so teachers glean that information just from conversations with their kids as they build the relationship. Otherwise, it's not readily available. Students don't carry around a sign that says that they're low socioeconomic status, so we know as a building that we have a significant number of students who are at risk, and so teachers use strategies to build background knowledge in the classroom so that they can scaffold the instruction. Some students, as you get to know them, you learn about their family and their backgrounds, and sometimes you can tell by clothes that they wear, but it's not always evident. So you teach the child, not necessarily their status or their economic level. Sometimes students who have working parents that work one or two jobs, both parents working, don't necessarily have the opportunity to learn and grow in different experiences, go to different places, travel. And so that lack of background knowledge is challenging for a teacher, and that becomes part of her job in the classroom to scaffold and build that knowledge prior to teaching the content. Some students who have language deficits because what they do at home is just use basic everyday language, and so their vocabulary sometimes can be limited, academic vocabulary specifically, and so a teacher will need to, with that knowledge, use more visuals and different variety materials to address that need and build that background knowledge so that the child has that experience. As a math specialist and on my campus, my job is to serve the bottom 25% of my student population based on district and state assessments. And so I focus on students 3rd through 5th who have failed TAKS or who score low on our diagnostic assessments. These students a large portion of them are economically disadvantaged, but not all. So I think students can struggle with math or any content area regardless of their socioeconomic background. However, sometimes students who don't have opportunities to use skills and think and problem solve in their lives, or read and have that rich knowledge, struggle because they don't have something to relate it to connect it to. So that's what I do, is I build those connections with the kids. Another really important thing is to build a relationship, establish that relationship, because students are more apt to learn when they have a good rapport with their teacher. And so part of that goes into the idea of knowing students who are at risk need some sort of relational basis to learn and to motivate learning. Economically disadvantaged students aren't a subset that's labeled in such a way that teachers, pick them out and teach them separately or teach them differently than the rest of their class. They're students, and regardless of their socioeconomic background or status, they still need to feel valued, to feel loved, to feel validated. And when you address those basic needs first, then the teaching part comes with that, and students will want to learn because you're excited about learning and because you think it's important. And so sometimes you have to cast that vision for them. Sometimes they don't know what it is about school that's important, and for you to cast that future story for them, that's really important. And so if you don't have parents at home to help you to say that education is important, then that's the job of the teacher, to build that in them. And parents from all different backgrounds have different ideas about education. And sometimes if you're trying to put food on the table, then doing your homework isn't the most important thing. So helping students to see that education is an important part of their life, and that they can be successful.
And you ask me what I want this year, and I try to make this kind and clear. Just a chance that maybe we'll find better days. So